Hey everybody, this is Tambeyoda, and today we're going to be taking a look at the War for Cybertron Siege Fan Vote Battle 3-pack. Alright, as you can see here, we have the two figures. Now, the third figure is kind of in parts because he is a weaponizer. He's a Powerdasher Aragon, along with Holo Mirage and a Decepticon Impactor. Now, so apparently, I guess in the comics, him and Mirage had a hard time seeing eye to eye. I'm not really sure. I haven't gotten into the stories, but that's what I've heard. So I don't know if then he turned into a Decepticon, if he was going back and forth between things. But this is apparently he's supposed to have a comic book accurate head. And the only other difference is with his knees. His knees are red. Now, taking a look at the package, it's very unique, as in the way that it's set up with the two windows and it curving in. As you can see, it curves in. You can take a look here. It says deluxe classes. There's this, and then you have both of the figures on the back, or all three of the figures on the back. I'm sorry. Breaks into parts for weaponizer. The steps to transform, it's actually different. They have different numbers. So Mirage is supposed to be S55. Looks like Aragorn is S56. And Decepticon Impactor is S57. Okay, so that's going to be it. That's the top of the box. Now there isn't, let me take a look here. Yeah, there is, it does look like there is maybe some potential glowing paint on here. I'll have to test that out later on. I hadn't tested it out earlier, so I'll have to put a black light to it and see if it brings up anything. But it doesn't look like there's any hinted messages in there or rank or anything like that. You can see the ranks on here. But I don't see anything else. It doesn't look like there's a phrase in there anywhere. I don't see it anywhere else on the box. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get this package open so we can check them out. All right, so we are back and we have the figures out of the packaging. Now, this is the way that they are in the packaging themselves, with Aragorn's parts on them. They're using them as weaponizer parts. So, we have like the legs and the arms, or actually this is the hips and the arms on here. The body, along with the legs, and then his two guns on Impactor. Now he does come with instructions. It comes with this set of instructions right here. Basically how to transform all these guys. And then transforming and all that stuff. So on one side it is Aragorn and all of his parts and stuff. And where is it? Here we go. So basically it shows like you take these off, you take this off, and then you put it all together like this. And then this is how you then turn him into his robot mode. So let's go ahead and take these parts off real quick, and we'll show how to put him together, and then we'll do individual reviews of these characters. So, okay, so the legs. This is the first part that we need. So we'll go ahead and move this camera down. Now that Impactor's not like 7 foot tall. So what we'll do is flip these pieces up. Once these are up, they actually go like this. Once those are up, and this flips down. Just flip into here. And that taps into there. Like that. And then you want to take this piece right here that was the shield, open that up. You'll flip the head up like this and then rotate it around. that. And then once that's up, tab that into there. And I think I got the legs on backwards. No, we'll just rotate this waist around like this. No, we do have it backwards. Okay, so it goes like this. Legs are backwards. They go like this. Okay. All right, now that we have that correct, now we need the arms. And the arms, we just want to make sure that the thumb is facing out forward. So. Oops, and we got to get his gums from Impactor. All right, and Aragon is based off of 6-Shot, so they used him and just give him a new head mold. Now, it's really close to his original G1. It's really close when you retransform him. There's like an alternate kind of transformation that you can probably do to get that. I just haven't figured out a good way to do it yet. I've been messing around with them for a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and do the reviews on these guys. So we'll go ahead and start off with. No, you know what? Since yeah, he's 55, so we'll start off with him first, and then we'll move to Aragon, and then we'll end up with Impactor. So with this guy right here, man, this is like my favorite one, basically. Now we want to take this. Generally, we would take this piece right here. This would go right here. So, but as you can see, the reason why this is my favorite one is because of all this clear plastic. I love clear plastic. The only issue that I have with him is basically you get like these wheel backpack pieces that stick out. And that's the only like real gripe that I have. I wish that this would have like folded up some other way to keep from doing that. But let's go ahead and transform him into a car. So we'll remove the guns. And where do we start this from? Okay, so first thing we got to do is we got to very first thing is flipping the fist. Always flipping the fist. Always be flipping in the fist. Then we got to bring this forward like this. Then once that's done, then we will bend up the arms. Bend up the arms and then rotate this up like this. And that'll all tab in together. Okay. And once you have all that all tabbed together, then we'll take and bring this up just like this. With that up, then we'll take the head and I'll flip this around. Actually, the wheels flip out first. And then the head flips in. All right, and then we'll come down here to the legs because we gotta split these and then fold them in kind of like this. All right, and then we will kind of detach these pieces. So once these are detached, then you can bring these pieces up. Bring that like that, bring that like that. So this will come up, it'll kind of come up like that. This will flip over. And we'll do that for the other side. So this will come up, this will flip over. And then what you want to do is you kind of want to just bring it all in and it'll kind of clamp in all together. And you kind of have to fiddle around with it for a little bit. What did I do? Why are you not going in? Why are you giving me problems this time? Okay, there we go. Okay, and then all of this will just clip in together. Okay, so then once all that's in there, then this will rotate around. And then these two, you see that these two tabs right here, there's a tab here, there's a tab here. Those tab into those little pieces right there. And then this will also kind of tab in also, yeah, right. This will tab into right here, right there. That piece will tab into right there. I really had to pop apart. Okay, there we go. Come on, stay together. Are you not? There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, now with those pieces all pushed together, now you can take his different weapons and you can plug them in up here. Right, just like that, and Mirage is in his car mode. And the cool thing about this thing is that he does have paint apps. It is crazy paint apps. They're clear paint apps. There's some paint apps up here. CBC. Visions. So it's really cool. The only weird thing about this is that he had a fake chest. So that kind of hangs off the back here. Everything else seems to go in there pretty nicely. You just have this fake front end of the car right here on the back. So. All right, so time for Aragon. All right, and this guy is a little different because he is a weaponizer. You gotta have to take him apart to put him back together. All right, so first thing we want to do is we want to split off this part from the back. So flip those off like that. And then next thing is we want to detach the arms. So we'll detach the arms. Then we're going to flip the head down like that. So then we're going to have something kind of like this. All right. And then we'll come back here. This is our next part right here. My apologies. These tab in up here. Then once you have that done, then you come to the back end, which is this piece right here. This actually comes around, and then all these pieces tab in to this right here. Now assume that if you were to take and rotate these to the other side, we can actually get a more accurate version of his original robot mode. So we'll take this, bring this up like this. It just goes like that, and it's supposed to be a little bit more accurate version of what his vehicle mode looked like in the G1 cartoon with his power dashing, because he had like this back piece that came up back here, but for some reason these aren't wanting to stay the same. One of them looks like it's a little higher than the other one. But that's kind of a fan mode more or less than a direct transformation. right, and then so these guns right here, since you can't put them in here like this, I guess you could put them like right here on the feet, on the top of the feet. There you go. All right, so it's a little bit more of his G1 self, and I'll try to find a picture and insert that into there so you can see what I'm talking about with him looking like that and having this piece going up like this instead of it just going back. So, all right, and then the last figure that we have in this box set is Impactor. So we'll go ahead and we'll remove his weapons. So he has this spear tip that you can put on his fist also. And then go ahead and bring this in. You can put it on either side because he has the holes on both sides. All right, so first thing we want to do is we'll go ahead and flip this guy backwards. We'll open this, rotate his head around. We'll flip this in and then close it up. And once we have that closed up, then we can flip this little cannon around right here. And the next piece is this panel right here. We'll flip this up. We'll flip up the arms. All right, and then once that's done, then we can take and this piece right here, we'll tab underneath. We're not doing this right. This is not doing, yeah, here we go. That was correct, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. All right, so if we pay attention, maybe we could get this right. So we'll take it like that. This will go underneath. And this goes underneath also. You'll tab that in together. Then this will tab into the arms. You see there's a little tab right there. It's trying to go in. All right, so once we have that all together, then there's a, right here on the waist, you can see that there's a little pin right there. And there's a little pin right there. You take and push it down right there. So once that's down, then we come to the feet. Go ahead and flip those toes in. And then we'll flip this out like this. Flip this out. And this will go and rotate all the way around to the back like that. Kind of does a shell thing a little bit. All right, and once you have that in, then we can take and flip these back in. And then you tab, there's a tab. You can see the tab right there. That'll tab into right here. So that tab will tab into right there. There we go. All right, and then this little piece right here will go on top of here. So there you go, Impactor into his tank mode. These wheels do not roll very well at all. They get stuck a lot. So he doesn't roll very well. But there he is in his robot mode. So we got all three of these guys in their vehicle modes, not robot modes. So we'll go ahead and transform them back really quickly so that we can then take a look at articulation. So we'll start off with Mirage. Ow. Okay, so that's back into robot mode. Get his guns real quick. Now, the missile does come off of the missile launcher. All right, and then this guy right here. Okay, so we're going to take and flip around the legs. Once that's done, this goes into place like that. Once that's done, then we tap the arms on. And once that's done, then we can give him his guns. All right, now Impactor. So, gotta untab these feet. All right, and then we'll bring this back around. Bring this around. And tab in. This will flip up. All right, and once that's done, you'll flip up the toes. Flip up the toes. Click that together. Now, this piece right here, you have to kind of pry off of the arms. You gotta get like a thumbnail or something underneath here to pry that off. Then bring these out and up just a little bit, just like that. This will come down like so. Don't leave this one like that, and we'll flip this one out because I'm going to take this piece right here, tab it onto the fist hole. This flips over. This comes up, but he gets stuck. I think that it kind of rubs, his new mohawk rubs on this stuff right here, so I just get this and pull it up with it. Okay, rotate this around and flip that back. And then he's got a gun, so we can just go ahead and put this gun anywhere. He can hold it in his hand, or you can put it back up on top here. So, all right. So real quickly for articulation, we'll start back off with Mirage. You come to the head. It's on just a swivel joint that goes left and right. You have your shoulder joints, you have two of those, forward, back, and then a pin out to the side. You have your mushroom peg right here that twists, a pin for the elbow, nothing really for the wrist. Now the waist, that twists, you have a mushroom peg that goes up or forward and back, and then a pin that goes out to the side. Knee joint, it's a little bit less than 90 degrees. You can tilt out the foot and you can bend it down because of transformation. All right, and coming over to this guy right here, he doesn't have a lot of his stuff sticking together. So his head left and right. This right here is because of the peg joint. You can come out to the side. Like if you bend this up, it'll go out to the side. But if you're not, then it gets hindered because of that little gun barrel type thing. Now you have your 90-degree elbow, maybe a little bit more than that, and that's it. Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can go all the way out to the side like that because of being able to flip that up. Now the waist, twist, forward, back, kind of out to the side. Now where the peg is to remove, that's where you get your twist for the leg. Your knee joint is really far, and you have that tilt again, so really cool. All right, and then for Impactor, come here to the head. It's a really tight joint on the head. It seems like it's maybe a ball joint. No. Now you come here to the shoulder, forward, back. There's a pin to go out to the side. There's a mushroom joint there. There's a mushroom joint. There's a mushroom peg joint there. There is there's a pin joint there for the elbow, which is about 90 degrees. And then we come here to the waist. It's actually in the ab region. It's not really in the waist. It's up pretty high. Then you come down to the hips. You have a joint that goes forward and back. Then there's a pin joint, but it's ratcheting, so that's cool. Then you have a mushroom peg joint, your knee, and then you have some toe action here. You have the ability to twist the ankle. So yeah, that's it for Impactor. So, oh man, sorry about this being so long. It's like 3 figures all in one. So try to make this as quick as possible, but hopefully you did enjoy that. And if you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that now. It's Tambeyoda. I'll see you guys next time.